something's been on my mind recently.
What's going on?
I want to have a daughter.
A daughter? Why not a boy?
I don't know, I just feel like a daughter would make my life even more complete than what I have with you.
Aw.
And thanks to this new thing called designer babies, you can basically change the outcome of how our kids would be. So if we wanted to have a daughter as opposed to a son, then we could do that.
I thought you really. Well, I think we should go talk to the doctor about that.
Yeah, let's go check it out.
Ah, bonjour, singer family. How are you?
Good to see you, Doc.
It's
How
been
are
a
you?
while. I'm doing very good. You guys,
Pretty good.
Doing pretty well.
sounds good. Now, what would you guys like to consult me about today?
So Rebecca and I were thinking about having a daughter, but we were considering going through the means of using a designer baby thing.
I see, I see. Have you guys thought about the pros and cons of this?
No, we were hoping that you could clarify some of those things for us before we consider going down this path.
Yes, I'd be happy to help. I get this question quite frequently, more than you'd expect. It's a new trend, especially in this era.
A designer baby is a baby whose genetic makeup has been artificially selected by genetic engineering combined with in vitro fertilization to ensure the presence or absence of particular genes or characteristics. In simpler terms, using biotechnology to choose what type of baby you want. You can affect traits such as gender, appearance, intelligence, disease, and personality.
Do you have any ideas of what you actually want to modify as a baby?
We like the look of Tina Fey and her nose.
And the humor and personality of Eric Andre. Also the hair texture of Kylie Jenner.
You could go head over to the lab so I can show you these processes that I discussed earlier. This is the crown jewel of my facility. This is where all the magic happens. Now I'd like you to put on some of these safety goggles. So, I'm going to give you these very expensive tools. Do not break them, please.
What are these?
This! It knows that I have some more solution right over here. We're going to look at. This is what we changed for genetic engineering. You see, that little highlight right now is how you're going to get Eric Andre's humor and personality. And that red right there is how you're going to get the hair texture.
Embryo screening involves a process called pre-implantation genetic diagnosis. Embryos are created by in vitro fertilization and grown to the 8-cell stage, at which point 1 or 2 cells are removed. Scientists then examine the DNA of these cells for defects, and only normal embryos are replaced in the womb.
And this is more of my lab, my crystal gem. You can see my little workstation I have going on.
CRISPR works to cut specific DNA sequences within cells, thereby altering a chosen DNA sequence and changing the cell's activity in a programmed way.
Well, you see, there are different costs. The pre-implementation, the fertilization costs about 8, and then the add-ons for medication, that's like 3 to 5.
Okay.
The gender selection, that's only more on the expensive side, more like 18. In some genetic tests, 2, not much.
Okay.
Not too bad. Like $1,000, maybe $2,000.
Somewhat affordable, I'd say.
So, I was referring to these in the thousands. Here's your bill. It comes out on average to $100,000.
100,000?
Size is nothing. It is worse.
Okay, we need some time to think about this.
Yes.
But
That's
I understand.
that's a pretty big investment, I would say.
If you would like, you can go out to my cafe out there. I got some croissants and baguettes. You can talk it over some coffee and croissants. Sound good? Goodbye. When you have this child, you prevent genetic diseases. That's a part of the payments, the big payment. These diseases include. Down syndrome, Alzheimer's, Huntington's disease, spinal muscular atrophy, and many others. And you see, it's not just these diseases that this problem can fix. It is also the medical conditions such as obesity, anemia, cancer. There's many issues that can be solved by genetically engineering a child. I do not know why more people do not do it. Maybe it's a cost or something.